Hi guys, my name is Avery. I am from Minnesota. I'm a senior here at North Dakota State University, and I have completed 3 summers of the Southwestern Advantage program, going on to do a 4th. And there's a couple reasons you might be watching this video. One is because you got a phone call from somebody, a representative, asking you to come learn about it, or you have learned about it, you've gone to an informational meeting, or you're interviewing for it. Within that same first category, or your friends doing it and they're telling you to come do it, and they're asking you like what your hopes and dreams are, what your aspirations are, and how this can help you get there. So you're probably just wanting to learn more. The other reason is you may have had a representative come visit you and you want to learn more about the program itself, more about the company, more about what we do, what our products help with. Or lastly, you're a parent of someone who is interviewing for this program or has done it or is going to do it, and you have some questions about it. So my job today is just to tell you a little bit about my experience, kind of from the start to now, and I'll try to do it in less than 10 minutes. So hang in with me if you want to. If not, no big deal. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so yes, I've completed the program. I learned about this program at the end of February 2017. I got selected for the program in 2017 March. And how I learned about it was I was a freshman in my sociology class, and someone came to my classroom and made an announcement and just told me what it was really fast. You know, they said something to communications, management, business, marketing, internship, and you could earn $8,000 and it could help with your resume. And I was like, well, I'll learn about it. So they gave me a phone call in February and they asked me to come learn about it. They said something, resume, something, money, and said, do you want to come learn about it? So I said, sure, and I went to an informational meeting. What really drew me into the program was the amount of challenge that it offered. I would describe myself as someone who's very driven and like I have big goals and I want to do things. Honestly, I didn't even realize how big of goals I had until I did this, but I know I was going to be somebody. I know I wanted to be somebody. That add a lot of value to people's lives, that like was actually doing something that mattered. So this offered me a lot of challenge. This is my dog, Rocky. It offered me a lot of challenge. One thing that I loved there was cool, there's money, and there was, you get to travel, and we relocate in the summertime, and all this cool stuff. But then they went over the challenges, and honestly, that was the thing that drew me into it the most, was the fact that I was going to grow and I was going to do something really hard. And also, the way they described the resume, I was like, no other 19-year-old girl, if she's applying for a job when she's 22, 23, 24 years old, is going to have that type of resume at such young an age. Like, I feel like most college students, which I'm doing now, I still have a part-time job, they work in the restaurant industry and they get an internship with their program, and that's awesome. Like, you should get all those experiences, but I just felt like this was something that was going to make me stand out. So that's why I did it. What concerned me about the program is the fact that I had to relocate for the summertime. If there's anything that I can relate with, or if anybody can relate with me on this, is I have FOMO, like times a million. If there's people there, I want to be there. Like, I feel like I get a lot of energy and I get a lot of, I just have fun with people. Who doesn't, right? So I lived on a river when I was in high school. I was the one that like would always take out the boat, and all my friends would come on and we'd go dock it on a beach and just go have fun for the day. You'd go out at like 11 and then you wouldn't come back till like 4, 5, 6. Like, we just had fun. And we take the boat out. It was just, there was no school, and it was my first year after my freshman year. So like, everyone's like, oh, all my friends are going to come back home. Like, I'm going to see everybody. It's our first year back. Like, I miss everyone. And honestly, I'm really thankful that I did this, because everyone just said, oh, everybody worked all summer long. I guarantee, I'm a senior now. I've had these like summers and everyone's like, oh, I just worked all summer long. Like, yes, there was parties and yes, there was this and that, but there's always going to be that. And I realized that really fast, because I was like, it's not like I'm not going to have fun when I'm 35. Like, when I graduate college, fun doesn't just stop, So I don't know. I accepted that, but that's what concerned me, is the fact that I was going to be away. My family honestly is only all together in the summertime. Because all of us, I'm the youngest, so all of us go across the country, literally, and we don't get together until summer and have a long period of time. So I knew that was going to suck, missing my family. honestly, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So one thing I can't relate with is the fact that some people are going into degrees where they have to take some certain class or they have to do some certain experience, but those experiences are still there. I feel like you just gain a lot of growth in this program as far as like interpersonal skills and attitude and like honestly a good understanding of what your own mentality should be in a sense of what do you want and how do you want to get there and what's your plan. Like the one thing that I loved about this program that I've learned over the past couple of years is you are surrounded by people that have so much knowledge about helping people get to where they want to go in any aspect, whether it be a doctor or a lawyer or like me, someone who is coming to realize that I want to run some type of festival, some type of event, like some type of yearly annual big event that a lot of people come to. I want to do that for others. Like I think that'd be so much fun. But people want to run a music festival, people who want to go into business, accounting, marketing, social media marketing, like anything, they'll help you get there because there's people that have done it in a lot of different areas and they all have the same like principal values. And so you just kind of get to practice those values while you're young. I don't know. It's kind of cool. So anyway, that's one thing I can't relate with is people that like need to do something like that. I understand that you have to do those things and I want you. And if you think it's the best option for you, then go do it. But just hear me out the rest of this video. Cool. Let's on to a next topic. What challenged me about my first summer and even the past 2 summers? It's still the same thing. The most challenging aspect for me about Southwestern Advantage was I didn't realize how hard I was going to take rejection, like how hard dealing with rejection was going to be. They tell you that in the challenges that like you deal with a lot of rejection and all it was can be like, oh, I can hear no, and which you can. Like, I believe you can. But you get told no more than any time in your entire life. You talk to more people than anybody does in 7 years. Think about that. Like, you talk to 3,000 people in a summer. And so majority of those people are going to say no to you. My first summer, I talked to 3,300 people and I had 168 customers. Small percentage of people actually said yes, like 1/30th. No, more than that. 1/30, 2/33. So rejection, you get told no all the time and you start to think so much. You start to question your actions. You start to question what you're doing wrong. And trust me, we do these things outside of this job too. Like in school or with people especially, we ask ourselves like, you know, why is this person getting mad at me? What am I doing wrong? And then we beat up on ourselves. And so that's one battle you got to go through. That was my biggest one for me is I didn't realize how emotional I really was. And I didn't know how to handle my emotions at all. Because I'm sure we've all been in a position where we're feeling sad or lazy or having a bad day and we just don't do the things that we said we would do. And that's what happens in this job is you get to practice actually overcoming your own thoughts because that's all they are is kind of just thoughts. They're just, you know, anyway. So that was really challenging for me was dealing with rejection and figuring out how to overcome it. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Like it still is. And I love it. I love that I'm challenged because that's the only place growth really comes from. Like as far as a person and like being, like if I think about who I want to be someday, I know I'm not there now. Like I'm not at all. My actions, my habits, they don't match up to who I want to be because I haven't like really learned how to control the things I can. If that makes sense? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Sorry, I go on a lot of tangents. But that's the most challenging thing for me is learning how to deal with rejection. My emotions, those were just the hardest thing, was really pointing out to myself my weaknesses and where I can grow and actually having the tools to grow. And it's all kind of in here. What was rewarding about my first summer? New topic. What was rewarding? Oh my gosh, the fact that I just did it. Honestly, that's the most simple way to say it. It's just like I intentionally put myself through challenge and did it and overcame it and did well at it. I made $10,000 my first summer, $14,000 my second summer, $16,000 this last summer. gross profit, which is pretty dope. As a 22-year-old, like, what am I going to do with $16,000? I mean, yeah, I could pay for school. That would be cool. But anyway, so it was more just that I did it. I think, and the people, the friends that I made, the people I have, the mentors I have, the people, like, I don't, like, okay, you know, like, I feel like sometimes the word mentor has, like, a negative connotation with it. Like, it's thought of as, like, oh, you need a mentor, like, you need somebody to help you, tell you how to live your life. Like, no, I don't, but these people care. I really don't. Like, I will figure it out, whatever. But these people really care about me and my future, and you can see that, and you can feel that. And they kind of help me see that I can do it too. And the thing is, they're not really doing anything for me. They're just kind of supporting me in those actions. They're not doing anything for me. They're just, like, believing in me and reminding myself that I can do it, because really we're all capable of anything we want, anything we put our minds to. But they just remind us of that. And then they help us with, like, the things that we don't know how to do, because they've done it. There's thousands of people that I could be in contact. There's literally probably 1,000 people I could be in contact with, that each of them do something different in the business world. And if I needed somebody to help me get there, teach me how to do something, I can get in contact with them. 1,000 people. Now, side note, there are people way more successful than me, especially at my age. There are people that are freaking killing the game at life. They're already millionaires, already billionaires. Like, I'm just saying, sometimes we as Gen Zers, we as the generation we are, we only see the things that are going really well for people. We don't see the hardships they go through. That's why I love Gary Vee, because Gary Vee, and if you don't know him, go on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube especially, and look at the struggles, the challenges. Like, watch a video of him and the stuff that he's gone through, and, like, how he points out that it's so hard to get to where he is, because he grinded for, like, all of his 20s and is now well known. Like, the past 5 years is when he's just, like, even probably bigger than 5 years, but just, like, it took him a long time to get to be as successful as he is. And I feel like that's what Southwestern is helping me do, is pushing me to do my best and do what I'm capable of. Because all of us, oh, that's my speaker, all of us are capable of doing what Gary Vee has done, and what people that just are super successful, like, to name a few, Abraham Lincoln went through a lot of trials. Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb, went through 1,000 different ways until he finally figured it out. Like, he probably wanted to give up. There's my dog. Just people that are successful. They failed so many times. So I feel like Southwestern is just kind of a tool. It's a vehicle to get me to where I want to go, and actually offer me a place, and offer me with, if I wanted to start a company, investing in me, you know, that kind of stuff. But my advice for someone who's thinking about doing Southwestern Advantage or considering it is, think about the person you want to be someday. And at what point in your life are you going to take the action to actually be that person? Because if you haven't already, it's going to be really hard to. The longer you wait, the longer it takes for you to actually, like, the harder it is. So think about the person you want to be, and think about how this can help you get there, with the work ethic and the social skills and the interpersonal skills, and the type of person you want to come, and how you're going to get there, how you're going to practice it, and is this going to help you? And talk to the person that's interviewing you and ask them questions. Ask them questions. Ask them anything you want. But how could this help you? Don't ask yourself, why can't I do this? Ask yourself, how can this help me get to where I want to go? And if it's a good fit, then do it. If it's not, don't. But you probably should. Okay. That is my take on this. Comment your questions or anything, or if you want to know where I was, if you want to know more about the management side of things and how that works, and how much you earn there, and how much you can, skill you can gain there. And honestly, I would love to post more videos like this. I'd love to post more videos in general. But this was my first one because I thought it was important. So, adios amigos. Bye. Bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye.